your graphics very effectively, easily, and most importantly they look great, and there are many options available in each tool. For example, the lasso tool, there are 3 different types of tools. All 3 of them allow you to crop images in different ways. For example, the magnetic lasso tool attaches to the image, and whereas the lasso tool you have to manually do it, but can give better precision, and so it depends which one you prefer really. And for the text image, it's text editing, it's great because it makes your life easier, and also it can make you can also customize your writing, so it's not just a standard font. You can add different shapes, bends, warp, pretty much anything to it, censor it to make it different to just any Word document text that you would find. So yep, and now I'm just going to exit this, and I'm going to move on to more of a D1, where I've been asked to justify the following in connection with the production of graphic images to meet a client and user need. For example, software, the tools I've used, format, file format, image resolution, and color depth. So firstly, I'm going to exit this. I'm going to discard the transaction because I don't wish to save it. So firstly, if I open my folder where I've kept all my work, though you can tell that all of my work is saved. Some is saved on a JPEG file, such as final logo, copy, map final, and this makes life easier. This is called file format. So if I wanted to add my final logo from my JPEG file to, for example, a poster, Word document, an Excel document, any sort of easy documents, it's easier to transfer using a JPEG document, whereas using a Photoshop, a file saved in the format of .psd, which is a Photoshop document, it means I would have to open Photoshop and copy the image off there, which sometimes is not practical, or if you're using an external computer, may not actually have Photoshop on it. So therefore, using saving in different file formats such as JPEG allows you to transfer images much quicker and much easier. The same goes for maps, and for example, here's my map in a JPEG file. I'm just going to show you what it looks like on a Photoshop, which means I would have to open Photoshop, go to File, Open, and add my map final. Once again, if you're not using your own computer and you may be in a public place, they may not have access to Photoshop, so you would not be able to open it. Therefore, saving it as a JPEG file is much more efficient, much more easier, and all systems and user faces, Mac, Apple's, Windows, Microsoft, any laptop, any computer, always support JPEG files. So hope I've covered the file format. Also, the software I'm using is Photoshop. Now, Photoshop is a great way to be able to edit images, create documents such as posters and logos. I prefer it to Paint. Paint is very simple. It doesn't allow you to use layers. Layers are basically when you add separate images, add text, add anything, transitions, cut something out using the marquee tool, using the lasso tool, cropping, filling. Basically, it creates new layers, so if you make a mistake, you're easy to delete it, and also it separates your work into different parts, which helps you if you need to be easily navigated to where your work is. Also, there's on Paint, there's history tools. So for example, if I done lots of work, lots of history would come here, and you can just choose which one you want to go to if you wanted to delete some work. Photoshop is also very efficient. It's very fast and very professional graphic manipulators and graphic designers use this software because it's so efficient and has lots of great tools. Now Paint, I'll open Paint for you. Paint is very simple, and it only, as you can see, it just gives you a little a very limited amount of editing options. For here there's only a bunch of tools such as pencil, shape and rubber, fill color, whereas on Photoshop we have the lasso tools, the marquee tools, the crop tools and spot healing brush tool, which will basically uh, smooth out your edges. And there are lots of other, like for example custom shape tool, which Paint does not have. You can create a different image, which is very efficient if you want to be unique about the shape that you want to create. So Photoshop excels in the editing department. For simplicity department, Paint is very effective because it's very easy to use and user friendly.